If you're not listening to this video with headphones on or in a studio environment, that's okay. Just know that you're not going to be able to hear the nuances in the audio, and that can make or break your opinion about this microphone. The microphone I'm talking about is the Godox VDS-M3. It's been processed to sound good on my voice at this point and in this space. I'll give some unprocessed examples in a few minutes though. The room that I'm in right now is largely untreated. It's got some sound panels up on the ceiling, but the four walls and the floor is not treated and very sound reflective. So keep that in mind as we're going through this. At this point, I really haven't had any time to do any tests, but Editor Me is going to throw up some pros and cons of this microphone right now. Okay. Disclosure time. Godox sent me this microphone with the expectation that I'd create some content around the product. They did not pay me and they didn't tell me what kind of content to make. All of the opinions in this video are my own and are likely to change as I keep using this microphone in the future. Hopefully I'll update you if my opinions change strongly one way or the other. Traditionally, you wouldn't use a shotgun mic this close, but honestly, I wanted the microphone in the shot for the opening scenes. Don't worry though, I'm going to be switching to a more traditional setup. Before we do that though, let's switch to an unprocessed signal and talk a little bit about this mic. The Godox VDS-M3 is what I call a medium throw shotgun mic, meaning it's not the longest shotgun mic, but it's not the shortest shotgun mic either. It operates on 48 volt phantom power. Basically that means it can be powered off of an XLR line if your camera or recording device has that feature. But it also has a rechargeable lithium-ion battery that can power it. Godox claims 220 hours of use with the built-in battery, but don't worry, I'm not going to test that in this video. There are other battery-operated medium-throw shotgun mics out there in the same price range as the Godox VDS-M3, namely the Rode NTG2 and Sennheiser MKE600, making those mics its biggest competitors. Those are operated by a single AA battery, though, and that can be a positive or a negative depending on your use case. The Godox VDS-M3 has 3 buttons on it, a negative 10 dB pad, a high frequency boost, and a high pass filter. Just for your information, in between the last take and this take, it started raining, so if there's a little bit more noise right now, that's what it is. This is what it sounds like with the negative 10 dB pad enabled. This is what it sounds like with the high frequency boost enabled. And this is what it sounds like with the high pass filter enabled. Maybe it took out some of that rumble from the rain. Alright, so I have the shotgun mic mounted just out of frame, about 18 inches away from my mouth and pointed at my mouth. This is normally how you would use a shotgun mic for video. You'd want it out of the frame, and it's going to be a little bit of distance away from the talent, and so this is a much more accurate way of how it sounds. Keep in mind that there is rain that just came in, and it started thundering, so you might be hearing some rumbles in the background. And I wanted to go outside to do some outdoor tests, but we'll see what the weather has to say about that. Because I was happy upon the heath, and smiled among the winter snow, they clothed me in clothes of death, and taught me to sing the notes of woe. And because I am happy, and dance, and sing, they think they have done me no injury, and are gone to praise God and his priest and king, who make up a heaven of our misery. Because I was happy upon the heath, and smiled among the winter snow, they clothed me in clothes of death, and taught me to sing the notes of woe. And because I am happy, and dance, and sing, they think they have done me no injury, and are gone to praise God and his priest and king, who make up a heaven of our misery. Because I was happy upon the heath, and smiled among the winter snow, they clothed me in clothes of death, and taught me to sing the notes of woe. And because I am happy, and dance, and sing, they think they have done me no injury, and are gone to praise God and his priest and king, who make up a heaven of our misery. Because I was happy upon the heath, and smiled among the winter snow, they clothed me in clothes of death, and taught me to sing the notes of woe. And because I am happy, and dance, and sing, they think they have done me no injury, and are gone to praise God and his priest and king, who make up a heaven of our misery. It is hot out here, and you might notice that I'm wearing a different shirt. It's a different day. I decided to wait until the rain passed, so it's 2 days later, and now I'm set up outside, and this is kind of the best use case with this microphone but I've got it on a boom pole, and I've got a dead cat as well as the wind suppressor that came with the microphone. We've got behind you, in front of me, is a highway. It's pretty busy, lots of cars, and behind me is the Gulf of Mexico, which it's not like the biggest waves in the world, but it is making some noise. Oh, also, there is an airplane flying over right now, so all of that noise outdoors should give you a great example of the noise rejection of this microphone. Because I am happy upon the heath and smiled among the winter snow, they clothed me in clothes of death and taught me to sing the notes of woe. And because I am happy and dance and sing, they think they have done me no injury, and are gone to praise God and his priest and king, who make up a heaven of our misery. I stumbled right there. Because I am happy among the heath and smiled upon the winter snow, they clothed me in clothes of death and taught me to sing the notes of woe. And because I am happy and dance and sing, they think they have done me no injury, and are gone to praise God and his priest and king, who make up a heaven of our misery. Because I was happy upon the heath and smiled among the winter snow, they clothed me in clothes of death and taught me to sing the notes of woe. And because I am happy and dance and sing, they think they have done me no injury, and are gone to praise God and his priest and king, who make up a heaven of our misery. Stumbled on that one again. Let me know what you guys think. Let me turn this back to normal. One last thing that I think that I forgot to mention is that after playing around with the microphone in the studio a little bit, I discovered that the Rode VideoMic NTG holder that comes with the microphone actually fits on the Godox mic. Now, ideally, you'd want a heavier duty shock mount for this microphone, but because Godox didn't have a shock mount that came with the microphone, this was better than putting it in the standard microphone holder that it came with. So we're gonna go back to the studio now because it is hot out here. I'm sweating, and well, those are the reasons. All right, final thoughts about this microphone. First of all, I think it sounds great. I really kind of like it for my voice. It's not the most flat microphone that I've ever used, and usually for me, I like to get that really flat response, but I think the mic actually sounds good on my particular voice. Now, that's going to be different for a lot of people. I'll throw up the EQ that I'm using on my voice right now. By the way, this is back to processed audio. For me, the outdoor space was the best sounding audio for this microphone. If you've got a larger or medium space, this is a small room and the walls are untreated, then this mic will probably be really good for you. As for me, when I'm recording in this room, I'm probably stick with the Rode VideoMic NTG. That's because it's a shorter shotgun mic and I won't be getting as much phasing with the reflections in the room, and that results in a better quality sound. But outdoors, this mic really shines, and I'm able to get the mic further away from subjects and still maintain a really quality, rich sound. As far as build quality, the microphone is built really well. Metal housing, the back end plug right here where it connects with the XLR, it feels really nice. It clicks in really good. And I love that it has a built-in internal battery that you recharge with USB-C. I just don't like to have to carry around spare batteries everywhere that I go. And right now I'm shooting on the Canon C70, which has phantom power. In fact, when we were out at the beach just now, I was using the phantom power on the Canon C70 to power the microphone. Here are some of my downsides to the microphone. Number one, depending on your voice, this mic might not sound good for you, and you might have to do some extra work in post to make it sound like you want it to sound. Now, my biggest issue with the microphone is the fact that the buttons are so easy to press. As you're manipulating this on the microphone stand, you can press a button and not realize that you've enabled a function. For instance, when I was out at the beach, I had the negative 10 dB pad on and I didn't know it. So when I went to click the negative 10 dB pad to test that, I actually disabled the negative 10 dB pad and put it into normal mode. And that happened multiple times. It wasn't just at the beach. It happened in here, and I had to reshoot that section of the video. So the section that you saw was actually my second time running through those tests. Is that a big deal? I think it is. For me, whenever I'm manipulating the microphone, I want to be able to see the settings that are on there, and I want to be able to see them clearly. Outdoors, the LED lights were not bright enough. I guess I didn't check well enough. You can put some of the blame on me, but I'd like to be able to see those. One thing that I wish Godox would have changed about this is the power button is actually a multifunction button. So you can long press the power button to turn it on, but you can short press the power button and that enables the negative 10 dB cut. And that was my biggest issue, because when I short pressed the power button to enable the negative 10 dB cut, sometimes it would work and sometimes it wouldn't work. So to go up there and check whether the LED indicator was on or off was kind of an issue. I wish that it was either a toggle switch where I could switch it with my hands and feel whether it's on or off, or I wish that they had their own buttons. Toggle switch would actually be better, I think, because then you could just feel it with your hands and make sure you have the right settings, or you could switch it before it's even on or off and make sure your settings are proper. Because in order for the LED indicators to work, the microphone has to be on. My other issue is just an issue with medium throw shotgun mics in small spaces. Because in a space like this, a medium throw shotgun mic doesn't work. The space is so small that the reflections come back really fast and you get this phasing sound when the microphone is far enough away. Because the louder that person is, the more sound bounces back from the walls. There's this thing called the inverse square law, and that applies to audio as well as it does to lighting. So if we could get these walls to move back, then this medium throw shotgun mic would be perfect. But because I'm in such a small space, I'm gonna stick with my Rode VideoMic NTG for now. I am moving out of here soon though, so I can't wait to show you guys that. And I think this mic might be perfect for that space. We'll see. So who is this mic for, and would I recommend it? I would say this mic is for people that are doing a lot of interviews for other people in larger spaces, medium to large spaces, and for people that are shooting outdoors. I think this mic really sounds really just fantastic outdoors. Also, if you're in a small space, but you've got a really sound treated room, then this mic will be just fine for you as well. I would recommend this mic, even though I'm not going to be using it for now in my studio space. It is still going to be my go-to mic for doing corporate videos, doing interviews, and those types of things, because it has a longer throw than my other microphones, and the sound quality of this mic is on another level. The Godox VDS-M3 comes in at $299, and you can find a link in the description if you're looking to check this mic out. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments, and if you want to see a video where I test this microphone more scientifically, talk about polar patterns, talk about the frequency response more in a scientific way, then yeah, let me know, and if this video does well enough, then we'll make that video. Anyway, like, subscribe, do all the YouTubey things, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.